the pandemic's gotten really bad there. Like the price of meat, especially red meat, is expected to soar up. So that's why I said to my mum, I told my mum we might need to start upping the chicken production right now, because I got backyard chickens, but I'm saying I need to up the chicken production, because if the price of red meat's going to go up, that means we're going to be eating chicken a lot more.
Oh, at least you have a small poultry farm in your backyard. Good for
yeah.
you.
Yeah, we need to up the production a little bit more though, to so it can sustain the whole house.
Hey, Andrew.
Yes,
Hey,
AJ, good day. How's Trieste? How's Italia? Budapest is very warm.
Yeah, it was very, very warm during the competition, but it's okay, you know. Is it okay that I don't put my video, because I'm actually in therapy right now?
No
The training ended really late, so.
Oh, it's okay.
Well,
But
but
congratulations, Jay. Congratulations.
hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
congratulations, CJ. This is Bong Pedralvez. Congratulations.
Hi, bro.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
I talked to your mom kanina. She said nga na medyo you're a little bit disappointed with the performance because you were aiming for 450 meters.
You mean 550?
550, sorry.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it wasn't really really good. I mean, considering everything, it's still not a bad result, but you know, I could have done a lot better. To be honest, it's just like, you know, I jumped 45. I mean, I should be jumping 45 any day. And during that day, I knew I can jump a lot higher than that, but wasn't the right decisions, right? It wasn't the right pulse, and you know, faltered a little bit here and there, so didn't click. It didn't really go as smoothly as I wanted to be.
At what attempt did you clear 545, EJ?
The second, if I'm right. Yeah, the second.
Let's give the gentleman our favorite co-host, Andrew and Coach Airnel, formal open.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So okay. Good evening, Philippines. Good afternoon, from this side of the world, live from Budapest, Hungary, and in Sydney, Australia, and in the Philippines. Welcome to another edition of Pinoyathletics Track Talk, special edition, because we organized the talk this evening, of course, on the availability of our guests. We would like to thank also our co-host for this session, Mr. Bong Pedralvez of Malaya, who will be also one of our guest reactors for this session. So, good evening. So, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat at maligayang pagdating po dito sa Pinoy Athletics Track Talk Tuesdays. Andrew, your turn.
Okay. Yeah. So good evening, everybody, from the Philippines athletic community and greater sports community. Yeah. So tonight we have we've got people from 4 different countries here. We have the Philippines, we have Hungary, we have Australia, and we also have EJ Obiena himself from Italy. So we've got 4 different countries on board tonight. Yeah, so if we would just start with some quick slides, just as a summary of what we will discuss.
Did you already send it, Andrew, to me?
I'll send them again.
Yeah, okay. Can they send it to me? Okay. So, Andrew sending the presentation. So, EJ, how's the situation there in Italy?
It's a lot better than before, you know. It's more liberated. It's getting back to normal. To be honest, down here in the south, it's much better now. It's like people are. I mean, now they're walking in the streets without masks. It's not the best thing to do at the moment, but you know, that's a good sign that things are getting back to normal. The cases are very low, and you know, they're progressing. it's a lot better now.
Good to know. So while I'm preparing the slide, also this few months, sorry, starting last July, inter-club competitions happened already in Budapest. Last weekend, we have the Budapest Open, and on next weekend, it will be the Hungarian National Championships. And so far as I know, in the women's side, Anastasia Nguyen and Christina Senya Krisan qualified to be part of the team Hungary for the Olympic Games. And meanwhile, in Germany, next weekend will be the German Athletics Championships in Braunschweig. And on next month, and on August 19, it will be the Gule Memorial, the biggest athletics event in Hungary at Abarra. And also on September 9, it will be the Golden Spike in Ostrava, which yours truly will both attend for next month and also for August 19 in Czechoslovakia. So I hope EJ to, if things and resources permit, you can visit us here in Hungary in the future.
I would love to. I would love to.
Yes, so be my guest.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Andrew. While I'm still loading the slide, I wonder why it's not working.
Anyway, we're working for the slide. EJ, how far is Triste from Formia? How far is Triste from
Ooh. I think a couple 100 kilometers, to be honest.
1 hour flight, ba?
Yeah, it's an hour flight from
1 hour.
Naples to Trieste.
Okay. Because I looked at it earlier, you're going up, you're south Pasay, it's somewhere in the north here, the border.
Exactly.
Uh,
We were thinking actually, like the physio actually and another coach brought my poles like by car. You know, they drove like 10 hours, 10,
wow.
11 hours. Yeah, and we're lucky that there are flights coming from Naples going to Trieste. So me, my coach Tiago, we went by plane, and my physio and the other guys basically drove my pole from Formia to Trieste.
Dapat you should share the silver medal with it.
Yes, of course. You know, it's a team effort.
Yes. Okay. So you said the weather there is now warm, and even in Triste it's warm also.
Yeah, it was like maybe 33 or 34 degrees.
Wow.
And it was really, really hot. Yeah, it's really
Was it
hot.
just for the record again? Was it on a Sunday or Monday in the Philippines?
It was on a Saturday actually. Saturday, then it was on a Sunday in the Philippines.
Oh,
Which the competition started like 6:30 in the evening here, so that's like
it was still hot. It was still hot,
one.
even during the sun.
Yeah,
Oh,
because the sun sets here at like 8.
Yes,
there you
that's
go.
right. Here in Budapest, it's usually 7 up to 8, but on August, there's an average. It goes the sunset will be at 9 or 10. Mm-hmm. Okay, Andrew, your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so so tonight we have a double dose of Sea Games champions, Ernest Obiena with us starting at 8 o'clock Philippine time, and later on we'll be talking with Mervyn Guate, the gold medalist of the obstacle course racing in the 5K. Yep. So we'll just move to the next slide.
Yes. Next slide, Andrew.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's just 5 slides here. Yeah. So just for our audience's information, Ernest Obiena. So he has an Olympic qualifier with the 581 PB. Qualification is 580. So far, there are 32 slots and 21 athletes, including EJ, have qualified for those 32 slots outright. So EJ's achievements, Asian Championships record, Asian Championships gold in 2019, Southeast Asian record holder, SEA Games record holder, 2019 SEA Games champion, and Philippine record holder.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yep. And I think I got it all. I think if there's more, it won't fit on that slide, but we'll move to the next slide, Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just explaining with that Olympic qualification. So, yeah, 21 out of 32 athletes have jumped over 580. And, you know, like, if, like, say, for example, there are not 21 athletes jumping, you know, like if there's not 32 athletes hitting over 580, then the rest will be decided based on points at certain competitions that the organisers will, World Athletics will have the final say in who gets those remaining slots for the Olympics. But no worries, because EJ's hit that, you know, that 580 mark. And so for 2020, EJ opened his competition on August the 1st at Trieste with a 5.45 meter leap behind his training partner, Thiago Braz, the surprise 2016 Olympic gold medalist, who was 5 centimeters ahead with a 550 meter jump. His next competition will be August 14th at the Monaco Diamond League, and the online challenge, the world best pole vault challenge versus Paweł Wojciechowski and Matt Ludwig. So one athlete there from Poland and one from the US. Yep. So next page.
Next slide.
Okay, this is just this is the preview video to the August 17 event. It's a quick 14-second video. So that will be on August the 17th. It'll be streamed via their website. Will also be live streaming it through our Pinoyathletics page. So that will be on August the 17th. Next slide. And I think that completes the summary after. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I've also taken note of some other pole vault men's performances that have been happening at the moment. So in this performance that I saw in Poland and Sopot was, you know, I saw it on the website Track and Sun. It was worth noting. Piotr Lisek of Poland jumped 583, and Paweł Wojciechowski, who will be in the 3-man challenge with EJ, he jumped 5 meters 32, and I think that was his first meet back after COVID as well. So I'm just taking note of other European performances at the moment in pole vault, and these were the ones. This was the list of performances that sort of stood out at the moment. Yep, and on our webpage, we have a link to our archived information on EJ with the link below. Okay, so that's all for the summary presentations. So we can now start the Q&A section.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Andrew, your turn first because
Okay,
yeah.
sure. Yep.
You lead, yeah.
Okay, so EJ, I had a talk with your dad the other day regarding your performance. I myself felt that your performance was all right, like pretty good for a start of the season. You know, like considering there's been a lot of time off from COVID. Emerson said that you guys were sort of hoping for a little bit better, like 550 or up, as mentioned before. My question is, with you know, a couple of weeks left leading up to the Monaco Diamond League, What sort of adjustments do you feel that you and your coach would be more working on in the next 10 days to get, for these next two competitions on the 14th and the 17th?
Yeah, so I think we're gonna first try to know which post we're gonna use for the specific heights. Because to be honest, like you guys know, I haven't really been competing in the past like 6-7 months. So that competition, we were basically like just not guessing, but we don't know which post we're gonna use. And some posts were really soft, and some posts were really bad. Like it just wasn't as smooth as we wanted it to be. I mean, you guys know that in competition you have adrenaline and everything, so you need to take that into account, and that's what we're gonna try now in training, to simulate as well the competition and know which adjustments, like which posts are gonna use in specific heights. At the same time, like the technical error that we got during Trieste, especially because I made a lot of mistake on my runway, mostly. Those kind of adjustments that we're hoping that we will be able to do before Monaco. Yeah.
Okay, Bong, your turn.
Thanks for that.
Bong, you're muted.
All right, thank you. EJ,
Yeah.
how's the back? Because I was talking to your mom earlier this afternoon in the Philippines, and she said that you had a 2-week rehab session in Stuttgart, Germany. So
Yeah.
how's the back now? How's your back?
It's a lot better. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's 100% yet. It's still a work in progress, To be honest, the competition was a last-minute decision that we're not even planning to doing it. It just so happened that it's in Italy, so it's gonna be easy to travel, and Tiago's already going. And I was like, maybe I can try to do it. To be honest, that's the first time I'm on a 16-step approach since SEA Games. That's why I'm really just, I was basically going in blind in that competition, not knowing what pole I'm going to use, what approach, how far should I put my stance, how high should I start, this kind of adjustments. This takes time to stabilize and be solid, that knowing, okay, when I use this pole, I'm going to be able to jump around this height. And my standard should be like 70 or 60. That kind of thing, I don't really know. But it's a good thing that we have this before the Diamond League, because Diamond League is the biggest competition that you can be in. So I don't want to be doing that there. So I said to my coach, we might as well try to do this. So even if I'm not really 100% prepared for this competition, I'd rather do it.
From a level of 1 to 10, EJ, how's your back now? 8, 7? If you were to
depend. Like, are you saying pain-wise 1 to 10 or recovery-wise? Pain-wise.
Pain-wise and recovery-wise.
Pain-wise, I'll say it's around 5 now. 5, maybe 4.
Okay.
Recovery-wise, it's, if 10 is fully recovered, I'm gonna say like it's still at 8. I'm still like that last percentage is really hard to get. So we're working on it while training. It's not easy, it's not easy.
So, but with 10 days to go before Monaco, you think you'll be able to cope with the slight pain as well as recover better by the time you get to Monaco?
That's a really tricky question as well. And to be honest, I don't know the answer. I'm just doing the best that I can. And I know I'm in a good shape right now. Physically, I'm stronger. It's just that I have this problem with my back. So, but I can jump, I can vault. So, to be honest, if I play it right, I can go jump a 60, a 70, a 80 on that day. To be honest, it's a hit or miss, because the thing is, competition is starting. If I don't take advantage of the competition now, there's not going to be much for me to go to after. And, it's like you guys always, like people always think that athletes are the healthiest, but okay, we are healthy, but now like I'm pushing something while I'm in pain and stuff. And that's just part of being an athlete. You need to decide kind of which, it's not the best thing to do to compete while you're feeling pain, for sure. I'd rather rest and take a break, but I haven't competed, so I need competition. I need to feel this again. I need to be, how can I say, like a little bit pumped, and I think it will be a good decision to compete right now, even if I am managing some kind of pain and injury or something like that.
Okay. Again, just to give our listeners and watchers a perspective of the magnitude of the Diamond League series, you expect most, if not all, of the top pole vaults to be competing there in Monaco.
Yeah. From what I know, the most recent world champion is going to be there. The world records holder will be there. The reigning Olympic champion will be there. The biggest guys are going to be there. So it's big. It's big. I mean,
So
if you guys know Diamond League, it's big.
how do you prepare for that big tournament mentally? Besides, of course, what you said physically right now.
Um, to be honest, I look forward to it. I like competing with these guys. I feel more excited when I know, okay, there's gonna be someone a hell lot better than me, and I want to feel that competition, like, because they kind of drag you up. If the competition is going really good, you kind of just sink into it, and you even forget that you're competing. It's just like, oh, I want to jump that height that he just jumped, and it's as basic as that. And there's no different preparation I do for a small competition to a bigger one. It's just that maybe a little bit more focus and a little bit more pressure, but that's part of being an athlete. That's part of what I do.
There will be a cash prize, a cash reward there, right? If I'm not mistaken, EJ, correct?
Yeah, from what I know, there should be.
Okay. Would you know how much of the cash prize is?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know. I
all
don't
right.
know.
Now, digressing a little bit. Uh, as you said, it's going to be a big tournament with all of the top pole vaulters, especially now in Europe competing. Uh, do you think that that's going to be uh, what are to be competitive with them? What height are you eyeing? As you said, 560, 570, 580. Is that a reasonable goal for the Monaco Diamond
Uh,
League?
yeah, to be honest, it depends on the day, but I would say Sam Kendricks have already popped like 580 this year. I think.
Mm,
Um, I think 580 would be top four, maybe top five.
yeah.
To be honest, that's on a really good day. It totally depends on how the people are feeling on that day, how's the weather and everything. That affects a lot the result. But I would say I'm aiming a 70 at least. So 70, I'll be happy. If I get a 70 on Monaco, I'll be happy, especially with the conditions that I have right now. It's okay. That will be good enough at the moment. But I do believe, like, if I time everything right, I can jump 80. If I do everything good, not even like perfect, just good, I can jump an 80. So I don't know, to win, I'll say, because the world record holder is there, so I'll say like 90, maybe 6 meters. It's
Mm,
not gonna be easy. It's like an Olympic final. Come on, you know,
correct.
who's gonna be there? It's probably the people who's gonna be in the Olympic final.
Correct. Just a final question, and I give it back to our respective coaches. Uh, Going to that particular tournament, of course, you said Thiago will be there. Of course, I suspect also your coach Vitaly Petrov also will be there, right?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Hey, gentlemen, you can take over for the moment.
Andrew, your turn.
Do you want to ask a question, Ernel, or because
Okay. Things went well. For example, or sorry, if if Diamond League will be suspended or postponed, what would be your backup events here in Europe, just in case?
Um, we're we're actually restricting our travels, as much as we can. Like, to be honest, we're flying to the north of Italy and we're just gonna drive there. We're not gonna be flying anywhere else.
Mm.
If To be honest, there's a bunch of meats going in here in Italy, but we want to get a high quality one. That's why we decided to go to Monaco. But I don't know. To be honest, the calendar is ever so changing. Shanghai just got canceled, and a lot of meets are being canceled. So every little competition that we can attend to will be appreciated, and that's why we have this competition on August 17th, because that's the problem. We don't have much competitions.
Yes, I understand. Yes, it's a very complicated situation now. Even that things are getting back to very little normal, but still, it's risky to travel in other
It is.
countries.
It is.
Yeah, Andrew.
I don't have that many questions. If you could pass it to one of the others, or if there's any comments or reactions on Facebook. I mean, maybe Coach Valdez would like to ask a question. I think he's no longer in. He may no
Okay.
longer be there.
Okay, I will do some shout outs on Facebook while I turn back to Mr. Bong. Jaime Cabalan, thank you for joining us, and also earlier Anthony Valdez, salamat sa pag-join sa forum. Of course, I think on my part, that's so far that I can mention is with the situation now. It's mostly even here in Hungary, most of the competitions are mostly joined by the locals, but it will be also a test to consider the July Memorial League in Székesfehérvár, 2 hours away from Budapest, because based on their social media account that they have athletes from US and even Daphne skippers already said that they based on their site that confirmed to join the said competition on August 19th, and others are not other World Athletics continent leagues are still haven't canceled. The one in Sopot, sorry, in Poland, and also in Ostrava are still so far in the calendar. Yes, Mr. Bong, your turn if you have.
EJ,
Yeah.
again, looking at the league, do you think by the time, also as you said, the choosing of the polls are very, very important. By the time you'll be able to adjust yourself to the kind of polls that you're going to use, and it's going to be the first time to be performing in that arena in Monaco.
Yeah, it's my first time to be jumping in Monaco, and from what I know, I'll be meeting Bubka there as well because he lives there. So it will be a nice little reunion for us. I mean, I haven't really voted there, but I heard it's a really good place to jump. It's a really good stadium. It's a fast track, so I mean, we're just trying to prepare as much for it as we can, and just learning from what happened in Trieste, the mistakes that we have there, and just try to learn from it and apply and adjust before going to Monaco.
Again, looking ahead, you know what? Since our last talk with Sir Popo, the president of Patapa, he's been pushing aggressively for the resumption of training and also the Patapa quick relay race do you foresee coming back over here, if assuming all things go well, to compete in the National Open in December?
To be honest, I want to go back home. If you're just gonna ask me, I want to go back home. Come on, I've been out of the country since December, and to be honest, I've been really homesick, and I've been doing what I can here, and I'm competing and stuff. But no, my paperwork needs to be pushed into Philippines. I need to be doing some stuff and get my funding from PSC.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that I need to do in the Philippines, but sadly, I don't know if it's the best move to do right now. All things considered, to be honest, I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few weeks. I'm
Why?
as lost as you guys are, and I don't really
They
know what
haven't
I'm gonna do.
they haven't communicated, the PSC hasn't communicated with you yet regarding your additional funds.
Yeah, but to be honest, nothing haven't been released since January, and I think it's getting caught up with all this not
Or,
conspiracy, like this investigation. So the budget is being restricted, or let's say constrained, and it's a little bit hard. It's hard because I'm still here. I'm still
Yeah.
paying my fees. I'm still paying my dues. I'm still working with the people, and the people that works with me needs to get paid too, and the rent where I live needs to get paid as well.
of course.
And it's not easy to find people that can advance this expenses for me. And
But of course,
I
your
mean, it's
parents who are both national coaches are following it up with the PSC on a regular basis, right?
from what I know, yes. I don't really know what's happening specifically. It's already hard to train and manage my competitions here, and to manage the funding as well. It's impossible.
Right. And
It's
you're doing it. As you said earlier in an earlier Zoom chat, that you're doing everything, unlike others that they have assistants here, assistants there. What I mean is, they have a team looking after them, but you're doing it all on your own.
yeah, that's part of being a Filipino athlete. You need to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, very sad. Okay, Coach Airnel, Andrew, you might have other questions.
Okay. I was going to ask about the competition on August the 17th with the guys from Poland and Italy.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering the format of that. Everyone will be just telecasting like across 3 different locations. Is that the format of the meet? And you each have a
Yes.
different venue. Where will you actually be competing for your part of this competition?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah. So presumably the other guys will be competing in their respective countries and stadiums, but where will you will you be competing in a stadium or a pole vault pit that's set up in someone's backyard, or which venue will you be using for that competition on August the 17th?
From what I know, we're gonna be here in Formia. I'm gonna be competing in this stadium in the Centro di Preparazione di Olimpica Formia. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be here. I mean,
okay, and they'll be presumably providing some technical officials or people to do the measurement.
There will be people setting up everything. It's gonna be a actual competition, and there's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be like us competing against each other on the same kind of field, but just on a different kind of place. So we're gonna follow the rules of pole vaulting and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like how they had that meet where they had the 3 sprinters, including Noah Lyles, where Noah Lyles
Exactly.
ran that 18 miles that the clock sort of screwed up, and they were all running in different places. Him and the French, the white French sprinter, and the other guy, they were all running against each other, and they were basically on a stadium, just running by them the 200 meters by themselves, and then it was sort of like cast between the 3. But I'm presuming that sprints probably be more difficult to run solo than than like
Pole
than
vault?
field events.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
How
cool.
does it
Thanks,
feel
teacher.
to be enjoying home court advantage, EJ? The fact that you'll be performing there. And for me, I know don't
Um,
have to go out.
well, yeah. But to be honest, I like competing from place to place. To be honest, like the crowd as well kind of gets you going, and that's not gonna be there in the competition. But you need to adjust to that and just try to find your motivation to keep going.
After the Monaco will have, in fact, an audience that you'll be playing in front of an audience in Monaco.
I'm gonna sound stupid with this answer, but I really don't know. I really don't know. I just know
All
I'm
right.
gonna be competing with the best of the guys there, and that for me is enough information.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm the one asking the stupid question. It's some.
No, no.
Perhaps
uh, okay, go.
sorry for butting in there. Perhaps Ernel knows a little bit more about what the situation is with crowds, because I mean, like in some places they're even having like sort of cardboard cutout, like sort of
People.
audiences.
During the Impossible Games, they have this, yes, the cutouts of the people, and then last time when I attended the Hunvid Athletics Cup, one of the leading athletics competitions of one of the biggest clubs here in Budapest, distancing is only implemented, but then the people are, unfortunately, some of them are not wearing masks. Since this is the field is field, so it means the stadium is not having any roof or enclosed area. So I think that's the reason why people are not obligated to wear masks. But as far as I know, during the football match last 1.5 to 2, yeah, 2 meter distancing, so 2 seats apart per audience is implemented, especially for football stadiums. But it will be a test to see what will be their procedure in the Hungary National Championships next weekend, because I know the stadium there has a seating, has a bleachers. So, but I think distancing will be the way to, and this disinfection is the most common way to avoid the pandemic as of this time, when even with the participation of the audience for watching the athletics events. Yes, continue.
Uh, I really, anyway, just to give you EJ. That what you told us earlier regarding your assistant has been pending. We'll try to get in touch with the PSC tomorrow, especially with Attorney Eroy. He's the executive director now, so he might be able to give us a lowdown on your financial assistance as part of your Olympic preparation. Also, mm, besides these two competitions, are you looking at any other event within Italy to besides these competitions, assuming they all push through? Are there and how many competitions are you looking for this season? More competitions
Um,
besides this competition, EJ.
to be honest, that kind of depends on how well I do in Monaco and how well I do in this August 17th.
Mm.
If I get a good, decent mark and we hit what we're aiming for this year with my coach, I think we'll call it a season. Uh, I don't really know. It's not that we don't have a plan. It's just that we cannot plan anything because everything is kind of out in the water, and we don't know if things are gonna happen, if this is gonna push through, what's gonna happen with the visas and everything, and this kind of stuff. I'm just, I'm just preparing day by day, and to be honest, it's not like the same as before that we can plan as far as like next 2-3 months. And right now we just plan like weeks ahead. That's kind of the only way we can do right now.
Gentlemen, I'm through. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you as well, AJ. And yes, again, we hope to see you again. Yeah. And I hope that things will be better for all of us. Yeah. 2023 Budapest. It's a date. Still a long way.
Yeah.
And on my side of things, I actually just tagged Tony Roy on this video, like in the Facebook account.
Okay.
So hopefully, he has a watch of it or something.
Sorry,
Yes.
can you repeat that, Andrew?
Sorry, Andrew.
I just tagged Attorney Roy on the Facebook video. So hopefully, like he, sort of like, because I think he's now in charge of the athlete. He's now in charge of the funding or the list of the athletes who go into the Olympic Games. So I just put a tag on him for this video.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because you're over there, obviously, doing your absolute best. So I think that on the PSC's part, having worked with them before, I know how long it takes. It's very frustrating to have to see how long it takes for things to actually get processed through. But I honestly have utmost respect for Attorney Roy, and I think that with him at the helm, I hoping that there can be more action done on your part.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that ends our first part of the track talk tonight here at Pinoyathletics. We thank again our Olympian Ernest Obiena for joining us, and also Mr. Bong Pedralvez of Malaya to be as one of our co-facilitators this evening. This is Airnel of University of Physical Education, Budapest, Hungary, and also co-partners for Pinoyathletics with Andrew Pirie, Level 3 Athletics Australia, Coaching Coaches Association, Level 3 Coach. Saying goodbye and thank you. Watch out for our second part with Melvin Quart in a few minutes. Maraming salamat. Mag-ingat po tayo. God bless. Mabuhay po lahat. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Mabuhay ang atletang Pilipino. Salamat.
Maraming salamat po.
Okay, so we end the stream.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to apologize. We weren't able to feature our second guest tonight, Movin Guate, as we were having some technical issues getting him logged in. So we have now just postponed that interview to a later date, which we will specify when we have a new date arranged. So now we're going to move on to the third part of our Track Talk Tuesday, which is just a roundup of news and other performances that have been highlighted in the last week or so. Okay, so next slide.
One moment. One moment.
Okay, next slide.
Mm-hmm. Yes, buddy.
Yeah, next slide.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so wait, back one. Okay, yeah, so this is so this is an article that we have on our website, linked to a peer-reviewed article on the influence of alcohol on athletes. So the link is on the side, and so it's basically just an article, basically with the effects of alcohol on athletes, peer-reviewed. So it's an interesting read on the left for those who are needing a good read about the topic. Okay, next slide.
One moment. One moment.
Yep.
Okay, one moment. Okay, continue.
But yeah, this is a bit difficult to read. Is it possible to zoom in on this a little bit, or is it like?
Only it's fixed, so we cannot really. Okay, let me try. Okay, so this is the
Yeah,
one. Okay.
yeah, just zoom into the front part. So like, yeah, so this is just a listing that we that was going around for the pep talks of PTAFA. So this is just the class scores for the first batch that came in. So congratulations to Rafael de Peralta and Jundi Binyas for topping the class, having the top two highest scores of I think they got 9 or 8. I think 9 out of 10s overall for their scores. And of course, there's a lot of other familiar names on the who did pretty well, such as Happy Denuyo, Sadia from Zamboanga, Mai Guevara, and Coach Mike is there as well, and Jovi Otti from Iloilo, and also Hernane Saw, former national athlete, and also, okay, we just flip back, and yeah, some other familiar names there, but yeah, so the top two were Jundi, who's also another former national pole vault athlete, and could you go back to the okay.
Okay.
Okay, we got to go back one. Okay, yep, no, okay, go
Hmm?
forward.
All the way up. Okay.
Yep, go next.
Next, this one.
No, back one. Okay, no, no,
Going up, going down. Previous or next?
next. Sorry, yeah, next. Okay, yeah, so that was basically the summary of the first batch of the PTAFA pep talks. So there were 33 in that class. So yeah, so the MECQ has caused further delays for the return to sport. So there will be 2 weeks of MECQ, which is we're not sure yet if that's going to be extended or not. Training in provinces right now seems more possible than in Manila, as there's like less restrictions in a lot of provinces. I believe that Laguna, Rizal, and Cavite are having higher restrictions put in place. A lot of athletes are having online classes. Weekly relays looks doubtful for September at this point because obviously there's like a lot of restrictions with training. Getting back into training in Manila as it is already hard enough. So ASEAN School Games in November, despite asking the depot on numerous occasions, they're still adamant it will push through. But, it's a big question mark if other countries will risk sending their delegations to join that. Vietnam has started now to get COVID deaths. They've had 4 deaths now after having a clean slate of 0. They now have 3 or 4 deaths. Vietnam, however, has held 2 marathons and 1 track meet since June. Okay, next slide.
Next slide. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, an update on the Southeast Asian sprint queen, Christina Marie Knott, also known as KK. She opened her season with a competition in Florida at a small meet on August the 1st. She ran 11:75 and 25.18 in the one in the 200 into considerable headwinds. She's the SEA Games record holder, the SEA record holder, and the Philippine record holder in the 200-meter dash. She was the SEA Games champion in the 200, twice lowering the national record of Zion Nelson from 23:16 to 23:07 in the heats, and then 23:01 during the SEA Games in the final. The Olympic qualification is 20:80, which she has until June the 7th to achieve. The qualifying period for the Olympics will be November the 30th to June the 7th, as April the 6th to November the 30th this year are considered a non-qualifying period, as agreed by World Athletics. Okay, next slide.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so as mentioned, Christina Knott has to run 22:80 to qualify outright for the Olympics. Otherwise, she'll have to rely on points from competitions. So far, who has qualified for the Olympics? So 3 athletes have qualified for Great Britain, the United States, and Jamaica, but because actually more than 3 athletes have qualified for the United States and Great Britain, they have not declared which athletes are going to represent them at the Olympics. So Jamaica has Shelley Ann Fraser-Price and Elaine Thompson, who are 2, top all-time sprinters, representing them at the 200-meter dash at Tokyo. And also qualifying for the Bahamas is Shauna Miller-Uibo, who's the world leader at the moment in the 200 meters for this year, running 21:98 the other day. Germany has 2 athletes qualified, so Pinto and Quayi. Bahrain's Salwa Aid Nasser, the Asian 400-meter champion, has qualified for Bahrain. The veteran athlete Yvette Lilova has qualified for Bulgaria. I believe she is now, by my calculation, I think she's around my age. She's around 35, 36. So she's already well into her 30s, and she had ran a 10:77, somewhere years back in the 100 meters. So, she was 4th at the Olympics in the 100 meters at one point. Okay, next page. So all these other countries have one. A lot of them have just one qualified. So,
Next.
yep. Next page. Yep. Okay. So, go back. Yep. So, yeah, Daphne Schippers has qualified for the Netherlands. Marie Talu, a former Olympic finalist, has qualified. Blessing Okagbari
Yeah.
of Nigeria has qualified. So all in all, there are 56 slots for the women's 200, and 25 athletes have ran under 22:80 from June 2019 to April the 6th, 2020. So the remaining qualifying period is November 30 to June the 7th of 2021. So let's say, for example, if 56 athletes or more hit the 22:80, then there are no bonus slots left. But since, less than half those slots have been filled, it is possible there's going to be quite a lot of bonus slots. So the remaining bonus slots will have to be based on points from competing at certain, competitions that will be, then the remaining slots will be awarded to whoever the World Athletics decides based on their criteria. So it might be possible to qualify to the Olympics with a slower time than 22:80, providing that you run in the right competitions to do it.
Sorry?
It might be possible say, for example, if all those 56 slots don't get filled up with women that run under 22:80 for the 200 meters, it might be possible to qualify for the Olympics with a time slower than 22:80 if the athlete competes at the right competitions, which get them enough points.
Yes, that would be the strategy, that at least find the ideal competition where you can really qualify quite with fairly easy time. Because if it's not having enough points, then of course you will be having a hard time.
And unlike with say, for example, the women's pole vault, which, there's only 15 slots left out of 32, not even half the slots are qualified yet in the women's 200. There's still like more than 50% of the slots are still available in the women's 200, whereas in the men's pole vault and the women's pole vault, more than 50% of the slots are already gone through outright applications.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we'll move to the next slide. Okay, so yeah, according to my colleagues Natalie always 4:30 that she jumped the other day in the event in Sadie Morris's backyard is pending ratification by World Athletics. Not because of not because the venue was certified sanctioned by USA Track and Field. The World Athletics was just investigating the officiated environment for that meet because 4:30 is not coming up on the IAAF database right now, but it's pending ratification at the moment, meaning that they're sort of investigating at the moment.
Yes. What else, buddy?
Yep. So we'll just move to the next slide. Okay. So looking at other track and field news, there was a 492-meter season lead from Katie McGeoch of the USA, who improved to best mark from 482 to 492 at Marietta, Georgia. She had 3 failed attempts at the American record, which is 501 meters. And she also took the world lead from the Russian for the year 2020. So next slide.
Next slide.
Yep. But having actually breaking an American record in the women's discus was Valerie Ullman, who threw 70.15 meters at Rathdrum in the US. Ullman is only the 3rd woman in the world to throw over 70 meters in the last 10 years. It improved the 69.17-meter national record of Gia Lewis Smallwood from 6 years ago. She broke the PB by 3 meters and makes her the 3rd throw in the world, in the last 10 years to throw 70 meters. I believe her PB prior to this was 67.13.
Okay.
I think is that it?
Yeah.
I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it for. I think that's all the slides. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's it from me then.
Yeah. So we continue slide for this afternoon.
Yep, that's all good.
Yeah. Okay. So we end the broadcast, I guess. That's we already had the wrap up. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Again, we apologize for the delay of our slide for this afternoon because of technical problems. So we hope that you can join us next time for another edition of that is Talk Talk. See you on Thursday. This is Airnel Abarra of University of Physical Education, Budapest, Hungary, with Andrew Pirie of Australian Track and Field Association, Coach Level 3, saying good night and God bless everyone.
Thanks, Anna.